What's good everybody, this is CP and welcome back to another epic video. Today we're going to take a look at NHL players with crazy inaccurate official listed heights. Yes, I'm aware that some hockey players may lie about an inch or two, just like some regular people do sometimes with their online dating profiles. And obviously there's nothing wrong with that. But there are still times when some NHL players' official height just seems way off and very hard to believe. And to be completely transparent, I'm not any type of certified height expert, so I could be totally wrong with my observations here. With that said, I'll let you be the judge today. First off, let's take a look at Phil Kessel. According to NHL.com, he's listed at 6 feet. He's also listed at 6 feet on HockeyDB, another reputable database for professional hockey players. But from my hours of intensive research on Google, something seems off about Kessel's official listed height. First off, here we have a photo of Phil Kessel with teammate James Van Riemsdyk. And according to NHL.com, Van Riemsdyk is listed at 6 foot 3 inches. But from what I see here, Kessel seems a little bit more than 3 inches shorter than JVR. If I had to guess, it looks closer to maybe 4 or possibly even a 5-inch difference. So unless my eye test is really off, or if JVR is actually taller than his 6'3 listing, then the math just doesn't add up. Now let's double down and take a further look. Here is a photo of Kessel with teammate Sidney Crosby during his time with the Pittsburgh Penguins. We can see that Kessel and Crosby are roughly around the same height, or one could actually make the argument that he is maybe even slightly shorter than Crosby on a bad day. Besides that, Sidney Crosby is listed at 5'11 on NHL.com, and assuming that Crosby is 100% honest about his height, then based on these pictures alone, I feel like there might be enough evidence to suggest that Kessel is definitely under 6 feet. Finally, if we look at an even more recent photo of our friend Phil Kessel here, with teammate Clayton Keller on the Arizona Coyotes. From this picture, you can clearly see that Kessel and Keller are also around the same height. Depending on the angle, you could even argue that Keller might be slightly taller. But get this, Keller is officially listed at 5'10 on NHL.com. Let's assume that Keller might have generously added half an inch or maybe even 1 inch to his official profile, making his actual height closer to 5'9. So if we sum up what we have seen from all three comparisons, could our good friend Phil's height actually be closer to 5'9 or even 5'8.5 instead of his official listed height of 6 feet? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Moving on, we have Mitch Marner of the Toronto Maple Leafs. According to NHL.com, like Phil Kessel, he's also listed at 6 foot even. But from what I'm about to show you, you can clearly tell that he's probably not. The first photo I have here is Marner along with the other top picks before the 2015 NHL entry draft. For those unaware, the other players in this photo are Noah Hanifin, Connor McDavid, Jack Eichel, and Dylan Strome. Although the angle is not perfect, from this angle you can clearly see that Marner is the shortest one. For comparison, McDavid is listed at 6'1", but from what I can see right here, Marner might be more than 1 inch shorter than McDavid. To be fair though, Marner was still a teenager in that photo, so let's assume that he might have grew a couple of inches since then, right? Anyways, I came across a more recent photo of Mitch Marner with teammates Auston Matthews and Freddie Anderson. And according to NHL.com, Auston Matthews is listed at 6'3". Meanwhile, Anderson is listed at 6'4". So it's fair to say that both should be a little taller than Marner, who is listed at 6 feet. And I might be tripping here, but does it look like Anderson is only 4 inches taller than Marner here? I'm not so sure. Obviously, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with Marner's height, because I still think he's an amazing hockey player and he's also one of my favorite players to watch in the NHL. However, I think it's fair to say that his official listed height at 6 foot even might be a little bit exaggerated. What do you guys think? Moving on, we have Alexander Ovechkin of the Washington Capitals. Perhaps Ovechkin has one of the most exaggerated official listings in the NHL. The last time I checked, he was listed at 6'3 on NHL.com. However, some of you may be shocked to know that he might actually be a lot shorter than his listed height. First photo we have here is with Ovechkin, Ilya Kovalchuk, and Evgeni Malkin. Yes, the angle is not perfect, but it does appear that all three of them are not the same height in this photo. But ironically, all three of them are listed at 6'3" on NHL.com. So in reality, I'm not 100% sure who is actually telling the truth here. I could be totally wrong, but my guess is that Malkin is the only legit guy at 6'3" or above. And the other two maybe might have added a few inches to their official profile. It's also a bit surprising, but from this photo alone, it seems like Ovi might be more than 3 inches shorter than Gino. Another photo here shows Ovi with teammate Nicholas Backstrom. Backstrom is listed at 6'1", and from what we can see here, they both actually seem around the same height. What do you think? Next is a photo of Ovechkin with Sidney Crosby, who claims to be 5'11". And surprisingly, Ovechkin does not seem that much taller than Crosby. From what I see, he is maybe 1 or 1.5 inches taller than Crosby. So if Crosby's listed height is exaggerated, does that make Ovi's actual height closer to 6 feet instead of 6'3"? Please help me figure this one out. But height aside, I must say that Ovi does not look like a small guy on the ice. And to be quite frank, he can be whatever height he wants, because it probably doesn't affect his ability to score 50 goals a year in the NHL. And if he does end up breaking Wayne Gretzky's record one day, I just hope I still have an outside chance to get invited to his celebration parties. Better yet, if you know Ovi personally, please don't ever show him this video. Next up, we have Evgeni Malkin of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, you might be surprised to see him on this list, but after some intensive research, I'm starting to think that Malkin might be one of the few NHL players who may actually be taller than his official listed height of 6'3". As you can see here, beside a 5'11" Crosby, Malkin is even slightly slouching, and to me, he still looks to be around 5 to 6 inches taller than Sid. Also in this earlier photo, despite everyone claiming to be 6'3", Malkin just looks so much bigger than Kovalchuk and Ovechkin here, so something just doesn't add up. And if we take an even deeper look, here is a photo of Malkin and 6'9" Zdeno Chara. From this particular angle, he does not look 6 inches shorter than Chara, making his 6'3" claim that much harder to believe. Once again, I found another photo of Malkin standing by Chara, and in this picture, yes, Chara is leaning down a bit, but you might still be able to argue that Malkin looks only 3 to 4 inches shorter than Chara, not 6. So Gino, did you lie to us about your height all along? In reality, could Malkin be closer to 6'5" or maybe even 6'6" on a good day? Or am I completely out for lunch here? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to watch more of my crappy videos, don't forget to subscribe and make sure you check out the links right here.